There are some titles in the Yoshi series that do not include a plot to rescue the babies of the Mushroom Kingdom, which can either be hit or miss. Deviating from the formula is sometimes a good thing, but the Yoshi series has at times struggled to find that happy medium between originality and not fixing what isn't broken. I've decided to only rank the Yoshi games that feature him as the main playable character. This means Yoshi's cookies won't be included. The feature that made Yoshi Topsy-Turvy different from every Yoshi game before and after it was the tilt mechanic that was built into the GBA cartridge upon release in 2005. You can tilt your GBA to make Yoshi grab items, manipulate different objects around you, and shake enemies around the stages in order to avoid taking damage. The idea was interesting and worked similar to WarioWare Twisted, but playing the actual game was a big old boring mess. The game was not critically received that well, as reviewers at the time called the game repetitive, disappointingly short, and sporting an art style that didn't give Yoshi fans anything new to look forward to. Yoshi Touch Go initially released on the Nintendo DS back in 2005 and attempted to reproduce the energy of Baby Mario and Yoshi, but with overwhelming use of the DS touchscreen. Rather than moving Yoshi around like a traditional game, the player would use the stylus and microphone to control the world around Yoshi, tossing eggs and trapping enemies in bubbles. The idea of using a stylus to control Yoshi and Mario just wasn't that fun or unique. When the DS launched, every single game was forced to have touch controls to make use of the Nintendo's new hardware, of course. And Touch Go was one of those victims. It would have been fine on the off chance that the game had more meat to play through, but for a few reasons, the game played much more like an arcade game than a traditional platformer. There were high scores that you can get for every stage, and the game relied on the player playing stages over and over again to best their scores, making the game unfortunately super repetitive and very un-Yoshi-like, and also just very un-Nintendo-like. This game might have been rushed to induce it out during the first few months of the Nintendo DS launch, and it truly showed. Released for the Nintendo 3DS back in 2014, Yoshi's New Island was the first time that developer Arceus worked on a Nintendo game with one of the most popular properties that the company owns, Yoshi. While the developers attempted to faithfully recreate the accomplishment that Nintendo had with the first Yoshi's Island in 1995, Yoshi's New Island didn't make the cut and ultimately failed at giving Yoshi Plants the proper sequel they deserved. Yoshi's New Island was boring, simple, uninspired, and even though it took so much from the original game, it just couldn't compete with Nintendo's best Yoshi game. You have to commend Arceus for giving it a shot though. It's not the worst Yoshi game, but it's not the best for sure. Came out after Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story served as a follow-up to the 2D platformer, but this time without Baby Mario in tow and a game donning 3D-ish visuals much appreciated to the Nintendo 64. While Yoshi's Island changed the platforming game and proved to be quite challenging, Yoshi's Story was the start of the trend of Yoshi games being for babies or for being too simple. Critics lauded the cutesy pop-up storybook aesthetic of the world and the many hidden collectibles, but found the difficulty level way too low. It was not the follow-up that people anticipated, but Yoshi's Story did shape the establishment of future side-scrolling Yoshi games. With the arts and crafts aesthetic alone, Yoshi's Crafted World is just a treat to play and even just look at. Every single item in the screen has one unique handmade look to it, brimming with details and touches to make everything seem like it was made by a kid. Yoshi's Crafted World might have some issues with the multiplayer mode, everything else is solid here. There are tons of collectibles to collect, exciting reasons to replay stages, and more difficult selection of stages to check out once you have completed the main story mode. Yoshi shines in Crafted World, and if you are looking for one of the premier Yoshi experiences, then look no further than this one right here on the Switch. It's not the best Yoshi game, but damn does it get close. Yoshi's Island DS did something insane that will continuously be remembered at slightest in my book. The game presented not 1, not 2, but 5 total babies for Yoshi to carry around, each with distinctive abilities. You had Baby Mario and Luigi, Baby Princess Peach, Baby Wario, Baby DK, and last but not the least, Baby Bowser. Yoshi's Island DS had a similar graphical style to Yoshi Touch Go, but the main difference being that this game put you in full control of Yoshi instead of using the stylus to manipulate things around Yoshi. Playing Yoshi's Island DS felt comparable to the first Yoshi's Island, which was fabulous, and with the new babies nearby and additional tall playing field thanks to the dual screen, Yoshi's Island DS is essentially a treat for fans of the green dinosaur. Yoshi's Woolly World released on the Nintendo Wii U in 2015 and then later for the 3DS, and was also developed by Goodfield, the same team behind Kirby's Epic Yarn, another 2D platformer with a yarn and cloth art style which I reviewed on this channel. Yes, Yoshi and everything else in this world is made of yarn, and it was absolutely adorable. Clouds were made of cotton balls with strings attached to them as if it was an object set in a handmade diorama for a school project. Woolly World let a second player control a different colored Yoshi to help out a friend and to have some fun. One player can link up another player to shoot them at faraway areas. There were some smart ideas put into play here and brought Yoshi into a uniquely designed world, but the easiness and lack of any new features made Woolly World fun and almost a perfect Yoshi game. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island was literally just a spin-off that was meant to act as a side story with the main player controlling Yoshi while escorting Baby Mario through literally dozens of unique stages. The Super Nintendo did not have any other amazing platformers such as this one to hit the system. Yes, we had the Mario games, but Yoshi added in so many new elements that platformers didn't go back then. You not only had to worry about traversing stages and avoiding enemies, but you also have to protect Baby Mario at all costs, making this one of the best escort missions in gaming. The music, the art style, the difficulty, the length, the stage variety, all of this was top-notch in Yoshi's Island and would remain a Super Nintendo classic and a platforming masterpiece. And yeah guys, that's it. If you guys like the video, leave a like, let me know what you think of the video, and as always, I hope you enjoy.